Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's absolutely fantastic to have you with us this evening and for supporting us all the time. For all the loyal viewers who are here week in, week out, we really appreciate you. And, it's always great to have you here. And I'm always excited to do this every week. And today is no different. Last week we had international cricket player, but today we have with us Lundi Msenge, an upcoming rugby player from South Africa, and surely soon enough, someone will be seeing play for the Springboks. Lundy, how are you doing?
I got well. I'm good, thanks, and you?
No, I'm very well, thanks. Thank you so much for making time to chat to me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, brother.
How's things been going your side? You've had quite a busy schedule, if I can say the least.
Yeah, Varsity Cup kept me busy, very busy. But now I'm off the cup, just focusing on the studies and yeah, prepping for exams. It's coming up soon, so that's about it. I'm more relaxed now that the rugby is on hold, basically. Well, there's no rugby for now, so that's about it. Focusing on the studies.
Fantastic. And look, before you go there, for anyone who's watching and this is your first time hearing of the speedster, I'm actually going to show you what Lundi's about. So Lundi is, I know he's not one to show off, but I'll definitely brag on his behalf. And I just want you to watch this. I don't know if you've seen it or when last you saw it, but you were obviously behind this brilliant moment. And just, this is you against UCT. Absolutely phenomenal. You pick the ball up, and at this point, I was watching this live, and I'm like, surely he's just going to pass it somewhere. And look at that burst of pace going right through. And commentary was in closer, absolutely buzzing. And there you are all the way over the line. Now, talk me through that moment.
Oh, that's a moment I'll never forget. Firstly, really grateful for that moment. It did really change my life, to be honest. But what can I say? We're chasing the game that day, and we needed a 9-pointer. And so me and Gilly, we just made up our mind that one of us has to score a big one today in the second half. And yeah, it came off for me, and yeah, was truly grateful to score a great try like that.
Look, it's certainly not your first try that you've ever scored, and it's certainly not your last. You've scored quite a few this Varsity Cup season.
Yeah, luckily enough, I got to score a few in the season as well. And yeah, just thankful for that, man, that things are going my way. And yeah, it's all the hard work that's paying off this moment. That's about it.
Look, I want to jump into the Varsity Cup campaign and everything that's happened in between, but the viewers will just have to hold on a little bit because I promised them I'm going to show them what's behind the curtain. Everyone sees Lundi, the superstar, out on the park, but do they really know the Lundi behind all of that and behind the scenes? So we'll take it from the top. So Lundi, rugby, has it always been rugby for you?
Not actually. I've always been a cricketer. Before this, for many years I've been a cricketer. Yeah. So I actually started focusing on rugby my final year at school. That's when I actually started focusing on rugby when my cricket didn't go the way I wanted. But yeah, after that, I just picked rugby and I never looked back after that.
Wow, you got me at cricket. When you say cricket, that word just gets my attention all of the time. So you say you played cricket before, and how far did you get with your cricket?
Oh, I played provincial cricket for a while, like 4 years in high school, age group levels. When I didn't make the coke team, I actually gave up on cricket. Um, yeah, so I played for a while from primary school up to high school. But after I didn't make the coke team, I was just devastated, and I gave up the game and started focusing on rugby.
I can't blame you with the speed that you have and what we've seen you do on TV. I can definitely say no regrets. It's a big loss to cricket because you would have been very useful, I'd assume. But with what you're doing on the rugby field, absolutely dazzling. So you're a cricketer, you're full into the cricket, you're in the provincial setup, and now you say you picked up rugby later on. Now, how has that come along?
Oh, my rugby, I wouldn't have chosen this path any different. I'm really just enjoying this journey. Like really, I feel like I'm taking the other path, but I'm feeling it's gonna take me to the higher level. taking the sport through varsity cup, through club level, and then this is what I wanted, and everything's coming into place for me slowly but surely. And I'm just happy for this opportunity UWC has given me to play this game at this level for them and represent them. Yeah.
Now, you talk about that, and you say you only picked up rugby later on in your later years. And were you always at the wing, or did you start somewhere else?
Wow, taking me way back now. You're gonna laugh at me now. So I started primary school basically when you start like at grade 4. You started playing positions. I was actually a centre and a fly half, and I played like fly half till under 15s, and when I went to under 16, I changed to wing and fullback. And and my final year in school, I actually still played inside center for a long time. For those final 2 years in school, I played inside center, and then at academy week, I actually started playing wing. So at the provincials, when I started playing for Boland, I started playing wing, and from there, and it just took off, and I kept on playing on the wing after that.
And we keep talking about that. And I know you are at UWC now, but it would be a disservice if I didn't ask you about your hometown or, the schools that you played for before. So where is your hometown?
The hometown it's a small town in the Boland called Swellendam. I don't know if you've heard about it. Swellendam, it's close to Worcester. And I attended primary school there, attended high school there till about grade 10, and then I moved schools to Worcester Gymnasium in grade 10 and matriculated at Worcester Gymnasium.
And when you say Swellendam, I assume that you speak Afrikaans very well.
Yeah, actually very, very well. Yeah, Afrikaans is fluent. So that's a thumbs up for me there.
Look, I have no chance, but interested to hear just how good your Afrikaans is. So if you were to talk to me and tell me how your day went in 30 seconds in Afrikaans, what would that sound like?
Ja, my dag was baie rustig geweest. Het nie veel gedoen nie. Bietjie gaan shopping en so met my roommate, en verder dan het ek maar net bietjie gechill en so. Biblioteek toe gekom, bietjie te werk, en verder dan baie rustige dag agter die rug gehad.
I agree. I totally agree. Everything you said, I agree. Probably just sign my life away. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've just tuned in here, we're chatting to Lundi Msenge. Lundi is UWC, University of Western Cape rugby player, winger who's set the world alight. He's someone who's come out, he's done so well, and alongside the UWC team. Now, Lundi, in saying that, everyone looks at you right now and where you're at right now, but you came from quite a big injury setback, if we go back a year, which you bounced back from.
Yeah. I remember that game against UCT. I got a knock against my jaw, and it actually cracked my jaw. My whole bottom jaw was loose. Lost one tooth out of that game. Had to go for a small op, get braces, and I just think that was one of my darkest days, if I can put it like that, because I couldn't play after that for about 6 months, and then still COVID came along. So that saved me a bit to not miss the game so much, because no one was playing the game. But I just think like I had a good supportive system, and I still have one that I'm really, really thankful for. My parents, my brother, and a lot of friends of mine. It really helped me through that phase I went through of being injured, being dentist in and out. And I just think I just came out of that dark space as a better player, because I learned a lot from that injury that night.
Yeah, and look, it sounds like it's been quite the journey for you, and with all of those experiences, are there some days that you sat there and thought, will I ever play rugby again?
Wasn't that bad though. Not really. I knew I'd be back again. But I knew that there will be challenges. If I get back into the field again, I'll be not scared, but there will be that voice in the back of my head. What if it happens again? But I just think with time, as I got my confidence back on the field, training, playing against each other, getting back into that rugby mindset, it just got better, man, and that's where I got my confidence. So yeah.
Yeah, and you say that it sounds like you're a very positive person who really you're in a good headspace, and your mindset sounds so positive, and you've been there, you've done that. And funny enough, we're talking about the mindset because this week on our website, the sales of our mindset development program actually took quite a big jump, and quite a few people taking that. So in you saying that, how do you maintain that sort of mindset, playing at a high performance level, and being able to go out there and, be bigger than the situation when faced with it?
Yo, as I take it personally, for me, it's all about putting out goals. That's the first thing I tell myself. I'll put myself goals out there, and I know what I'm capable of. And that's how I approach every situation. If it's high pressure, low pressure, that I know what I'm capable of, and I'm willing to dominate the situation I'm in. That's why I'm just so positive. I always try to be positive. It's not always easy, but you have to look forward for the challenges. Challenges are always going to be there, and yeah, I'm just really trying to be positive, and because I know I have the right people around me to get me through any situation.
And you say that when you're Lundi Msenge, you've just set the world alight with your performances at the Varsity Cup. A lot of people say it's easy for you to turn around and say that you've performed so well. You and alongside your team who've gone in there as underdogs, but almost outperformed yourselves as all that's gone on. And now suddenly, you look on the social media streets where all of us fans are. There's people talking about you already for SA Rugby. There's people talking about you for higher honors. And, how are you taking all of that in currently?
So in the beginning, it was quite tough, but I've learned to deal with it, to let things be at this moment, because it's not in my hands. I did my best to get a spot, not a spot, but to maybe get higher honors. I did my best, so it's up to whoever to see that. And I just try to be calm, always humble, always try to be humble. That's the main thing for me. Because I know I worked for this, so it will come at the right time. In God's time, it will come. That's something I believe in. His timing is always perfect, and so I'm really relaxed. And what will happen will happen.
I love that. I love that. Just hearing you say that, I love that. And when an athlete comes from that angle, knowing when they're grounded and they've got their belief set, and like you said, in God's timing, all things will come. And I'm sure there's greater things to come for you, and there's big things, and you're doing very, very well for yourself and alongside your team, which, followed very closely, not only because there's a couple of Zimbabwean boys who play there who are also ripping it up, but,
yeah,
it's been great to watch. And, I say that, and there's probably a couple of your teammates watching this. I'm going to throw you under the bus a little bit here. But when we talk about your teammates, which one teammate comes to mind when I say an annoying teammate?
Oh, someone who's always in your ears, or someone who's really like annoying.
Annoying.
Oh, he's a new kid on the block. Actually, he's annoying, but I love him. Moritz Swart. He's a youngster. His first year pass, but yeah, he's a handful. He's a handful. He hasn't played a lot of games, but he's still new in the system, and he's a great kid. But yeah, he's hell of annoying. But the other boys enjoy him so much.
Fantastic, and I hope he's not watching this.
No,
and that I haven't gotten
not.
you into trouble.
Hopefully not. At least I'm a senior.
Yeah, and you say that. Look, everyone is looking at you now playing. You're playing Varsity Cup rugby. You're playing that's a high level of rugby, and it's quality rugby. It's on TV. But on the other hand, you also mentioned that you are a student. So those two things in itself sound like, where's he getting all the time to play rugby? Where's he getting the time to study? So how do you balance the two together?
Oh, it's one of the toughest things, one of the biggest challenges at this moment. It's more challenging than the rugby, to be honest. To be a student athlete, they always say you're a student first, then an athlete, and we also believe that it's all about time management and then trying to get all the resources you can get to help you as a student, because as like UWC Rugby is really giving us all the resources, even from tutors lecturers who can help us with our work. But yeah, it's all about getting that balance with your studies and your rugby. It's not easy, but you have to get it, and you have to ask for help because there is help. There's always help. UWC Rugby really provides us with help with our studies, and they just make stuff easier for us as rugby players.
Wow, great to hear. And shout out to UWC Rugby. Keep up the good work. It's fantastic because that directly aligns to our vision at Africa Sports Consultancy to say a lot of sports players go into sport and it's just sport. And what happens?
Yeah.
Where's the life after sport? Where's the
Yeah,
balance in life? It's one injury and then what happens then? And look, no one wants to think like that. But again, it's good to have more strings to your bow. And also where we come from is from a place whereby the more the player explores their mind, the more they can perform well on the field. And for you, you've obviously alluded to that you are studying. What are you studying?
I'm actually doing BA General at this moment. Yeah, first year BA General.
And off now, we're going to take you slightly outside your comfort zone. Yeah, if we take you off the rugby field, what do you see yourself doing outside of playing rugby?
Whoa. Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one. Can't be a coach because it's outside rugby. I don't see myself in the office, to be honest. I don't see myself in the office. I really don't know. I really don't know because I just love this game so much. Like I just invest a lot into this game. So yeah, I really don't know where I'll see myself outside of rugby. It's something I have to think about. You just gave me something to think about.
Look, I'm making this quite tough for you. We love seeing you on the rugby field, and we don't want to be thinking of you off the rugby field. But something that we extend at Africa Sports Consultancy. If you check out our website, go have a look there. There's what we'll do for you is we'll extend to you what we call a career exploration assessment that we offer, and that's always interesting because what it does is you log in there, you typing on the system, and the system gives you feedback, and it actually guides you towards careers that you actually might be interested in. So it'll be cool to find out what sort of results you get and if it pushes you towards some sort of a vision. But I've caught you off guard there. You thought it's just rugby talk, isn't it?
Yeah, this is just rugby, but I'll definitely have a look. I'll have a look. Thank you.
Oh, fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, as you've heard, Lundi here, someone who's making big strides in university rugby, and I'm sure there's steps and steps and steps to come, and looking for higher honors. And at this point, please feel free to drop a note in the chat, be it on the Zoom chat or on the Facebook chat, if you have any questions that you'd want Lundi to answer. And you can take it from there. Now, Lundi, you've obviously worked hard to get to where you've gotten to, and especially with the UWC rugby, like you've mentioned, all the work that goes into it with your studies and also playing the rugby. What would you say has been your biggest challenge in your career so far?
Oh, my biggest challenge. Oh, would definitely be this is a tough one. I've had a lot of challenges, but it's coming to getting out of my comfort zone to come to varsity, a bigger place. I'm not used to a place with a lot of people. It's just my biggest challenge is just getting out of my comfort zone and joining the varsity in the first place, because the first thing I'm here for is studying. Then the rugby comes, but getting out of my comfort zone and just trying to be me. That's one of the biggest challenges I've had so far, and I think I really did well and coping in that.
Yeah, you've mentioned quite a lot there, and you say that there's a lot of challenges that you are faced with, which ordinarily no one else is faced with, and to see just how far you've come shows us how much of a fighter and a hard worker that you are. And you speak so calmly and so humbly. If I had speed like you, I'll just be running all the time. I'll never sit down. And in saying that, while we wait for our viewers to pop in a few questions, what are your aspirations rugby-wise?
Definitely want to be a Springbok one day. Definitely, that's my biggest one. My biggest one is I want to represent South Africa at the highest level one day. And I think that's any rugby players in South Africa's aspiration one day to play for the Boks. and represent them at the highest level there possibly is.
Well, look, you go on and become a Springbok. You can just tell everyone, I was the first one to tell you that you're going to become a Springbok. And that's
Thank you very much.
Just
Thank you.
Remember us when you were famous and you were running through the All Blacks line and scoring a try. That would be fantastic. You know, and
definitely.
Obviously South Africa's just won the most recent Rugby World Cup, so that's definitely something I'm sure that you're also aspiring to.
Definitely. It's my biggest dream. I've always dreamt about it, even though I love cricket. But in the back of my head, I always dreamt of winning a World Cup or playing in one, and that's what I'm striving for every day, working for it, because it doesn't come easy though.
Yeah, look, you and I can be friends, or for fair even. Because you love cricket, I love cricket. That works. Nothing else matters. Look, before I get distracted, I'm just looking in the chat here quickly. We've got a note here from Andy Finland. So his question is, what game or passage of play made you fall in love with rugby? And before you answer that, he says his was when the Barbers versus the All Blacks and Gareth Edwards scored a try. Well, I'm not that much of a rugby guru, so I wouldn't know when that was. But what would be your favorite moment?
Sure, I think I can take it back now. I think it was 2009, 2010 when I think it was the Bulls versus the Sharks in Kings Park when Brian Abana, I think Currie Cup final, Brian Abana scored the winning try for the Bulls running through the Sharks team. I think that was one of the moments that made me realize, like, this game is actually a game I would want to play one day. And Brian Abana was one of my role models, and still today. That game, I think it was 2009, 2010, Bulls versus Sharks Currie Cup final. Yeah.
Well, we heard it from the man himself. And why am I not surprised that you're watching Brian Abana?
Yeah, he's a goat. He was a goat. Still one.
Okay, I'm looking through the chat as well here. Just trying to find another question. I know there's a few people who've posted quite a few comments. I'm not going to go through all of them, but there is Njabulon Mhlanga who said, well done to you and the boys for what you've done so far.
Thank you.
I'm sure they're proud of that. And as I wait for a couple more questions, what do you think has been the biggest challenge for you and your team, UWC Rugby, through this Varsity Cup campaign?
Sure, there was a lot of challenges, but I think COVID was our biggest challenge, because COVID comes with a lot of challenges that you have to adapt to very quickly, and we as a unit believe that you have to adapt quickly if you want to do good in this competition. And yeah, it came with a lot of people getting COVID, coaches, players, and you just had to adapt very, very quickly. So that was one of the biggest challenges in this campaign for us, is we had to adapt, because this was new for everyone living in a bubble, playing three games in a week. That took a toll on us, but we knew that if we can adapt quickly, we can do good.
Yeah, you say that. Look, the effect of COVID has been felt across the globe and well outside the sporting field. And, you know, we've just had to adapt. And like you've said, big challenge for UWC Rugby. And while we're on that topic of UWC Rugby, I've just seen a note come up here in the chat, and this is actually going to get you into trouble. I'm laughing because I'm seeing it already. It is going to get you into trouble. I'll read it now quickly. And the question is, which one of your teammates has the worst dress sense?
Dress it. For which is the worst? I wouldn't say, I think I'll go with my roommate. He's not the best. Luvo Bazi, he is not the best dresser. To be honest, I'll go with my roommate Luvo Bazi, because I've seen it all. I've literally seen it all. So I'll go with him definitely. I'll definitely go with Luvo Bazi. I'll deal with him later. If he chooses, I'll deal with him later.
Wow, I hope he's not a forward and he's going to steamroll you, because we still want to see you out in the park.
He's one of the biggest guys in our team, so yeah, pray for me.
But we do know you have speed on your side, so you should be fine. Look, Lundi, we've spoken a lot, and for me, one of the big things is we would be doing an injustice if we wouldn't be speaking towards empowering the next generation as well, and the younger people who are going to get to watch this video and would want to draw some sort of inspiration from this. And in me saying that, I'd ask you the question, what would you have to say to aspiring young boys and girls who want to get into the game of rugby?
Oh, the first thing, you have to love this game. That's the first thing. You have to want to do it. You really have to want to do it, and it's gonna take a lot from you. But if you believe in yourself, that's the main thing. Believe and work rate. Believe, work rate, and just be about it, man. And everything will fall into place. If you put everything heart and soul into this game, you'll get what you want. That's what I did. That's what worked for me. And I think for young people, if they want to get into this game, you have to really want to play this game, because this is one of the toughest games in the world, and it's going to break you physically, mentally. But you have to want to play this game to actually do good in it. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, and I love how you said that. And in saying that, rugby is also a game whereby the women's game is also growing. And tell you what, UWC is a perfect example, because the first women's rugby player to go professional from South Africa was a lady, I might mispronounce her name, but her name, Babalwa Lachwa, I think is her name. Yeah. And she's done so well. And to see the game growing in the ladies' space is absolutely phenomenal. And it's great to see, because rugby traditionally was thought to be the boys' game or the tough men's sport. But we can see ladies are going out there and doing it.
Yeah, and it's for all shapes and sizes. This game is just for everyone. It's literally just for everyone. If you want to play it, you can play it. There's always a place for everyone in this game.
And look, we're running out of time a little bit here, and I'm keeping an eye on the questions here. What would you want to be remembered for, Lundi, when your rugby playing days are over?
I would just wanted to be remembered for the person who came through, who didn't get it easy, who had to work for it, and through hard work you can actually get what you want in life. That's what I want to be remembered for, to inspire people that if you actually want something, you have to work for it, and then you can get it, because then it's possible through hard work.
Wow, that's rather inspirational. And look, hats off to you. And like you've said, you've come from Swellendam, small town boy, but you've come out here, you're doing it big on the big screens. And I'm sure there's so much more that we're yet to see from you.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. This is the start of the journey, and I'm really enjoying this journey that I'm on now at UWC. All these challenges, all these opportunities. I'm just enjoying it so much. Happy to be here.
I'm really happy for you. And look, there's quite a few comments coming through, but I've just glanced over now, and I see Margot Daniels asking if you're quicker than him over the first meter. So I don't know if you want to answer that.
I think he'll take me on that one. Not quick from the start. I'm not quick off the mark, so he'll definitely beat me there.
Wow. If there's someone faster than you, I didn't know that existed. But look, Lundi, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm sure he's smiling wherever he's watching this from, eh?
Yeah, give him the benefit there.
No, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. Like you said, student athlete, and you've got so much else that you could be doing, and to be chatting to us is a real honor and a privilege for us. And we wish you only the best, and can't wait to see you in a Springboks jersey.
Thank you so much, Godwell. Thank you for the opportunity, brother. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, hope we can do this again one day. It was really nice.
Fantastic. So when you become a Springbok, I'll be the first one to interview you then.
Oh, awesome. I'll be available. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. When Lundy becomes a Springbok, he's coming back to the show and he's chatting to us. And it was great hearing from him. And thank you all for watching, for tuning in. As always, thank you for your support. And hopefully you enjoyed this. Love the questions, love the engagements. And we got Lundy into a little bit of trouble with his all his mates. For those of you watching for the first time, be sure to check out our website, www.africasportsconsultancy.com. Go have a look. It could be for yourself, for your loved ones, for your younger siblings or children. Definitely worth a look if they're looking at a career in sport. But in me saying that, keep looking after yourselves, keep sanitizing your hands, keep wearing your masks, stay safe, and keep well. Good night. See you again, same place, same time next week. From my side, it's good night and goodbye.